Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tanisha, and it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you all on the behalf of Whiteboard Education and Research Foundation to the 12th session of the Changemakers of India 2.0, a series dedicated to showcasing individuals who are not just dreaming of change but actively creating it. This platform is celebrating our visionaries who are building a stronger, more innovative, and more inclusive India, one groundbreaking idea at a time. And today's guest truly embodies that entrepreneurial spirit. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Shinde, founder of Playace.com, a Shark Tank India Season 1 finalist, and one of the India's 40 under 40 in 2024. Playace is a trusted community marketplace for people to list, discover, and book unique house parties across the country online. Whether it is a cozy gathering or a grand celebration, Playace makes it possible to create unforgettable party experience at any budget. With a mission to deliver world-class customer services and grow a vibrant community of users, Mr. Srinivas has built a platform that helps people to monetize their extra space and showcase it to an audience of millions. His journey is an inspiring blend of creativity, business acumen, and passion of building communities, providing that with the right idea and execution, you can transform how people connect and celebrate. Whether you are passionate about entrepreneurship, the creative economy, and hospitality, innovation, or community building, today's session promises to be both insightful and energizing. Let's give big virtual round of applause and warm welcome to Mr. Shrinivas Shinde. Sir, start with a conversation. Play is such a unique concept, connecting people and spaces for memorable celebration. What inspired you to start this platform, and how did the idea first take shape?
All right. So yeah, I mean, any idea that I mean, you see any business, right? When it started, so the first thing is that the founder or the person who's really started it needs to have a keen interest in that particular field or space. That's when the curiosity starts or begins. So with me, when I was around 22 or 23-ish or something like that, I most of my friends always used to prefer going to clubs or pubs or something like that, and I was not a guy who would really go to these places, because for me, catching up with friends was more of going to loud places. So I used to invite a lot of my friends to my place, and we used to host a lot of house parties for them. uh, Honestly, I'm not sure if today's generation or today's people would really agree with me, but for me, it was a hassle to go to a nightclub. One, mainly because you got to, have to have your name in the guest list, and especially for guys, it was quite difficult, right? And to enter a nightclub, you got to at least you got to enter post 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. That's when the real fun happens. And for by then, I was already settled back in my home. So over the period of time, I noticed that why is it that just it's me who's hosting house parties? Why is it not my friends who are hosting house parties? Most of the parties that happen at my place. And around that time, I think this was in 2015, when I stumbled upon Airbnb, right? And I instantly fell in love with the platform, the idea, the way it looked, how it looked. And I was very keen on exploring, staying with Airbnb. So I got such opportunity back in 2015 or 16 when I went to US. This was, I think, in LA. I was in Hollywood, and I booked an apartment through Airbnb, and it was a really good experience for me. And I remember I was waiting for a cab outside my host's place, and I could see, and it was a Friday evening, and I could see a bunch of guys with the bags of food and beverages entering into an apartment, and I instantly knew that they are going to a house party. So So it was more of a eureka moment, me waiting for Uber, outside apartment, which was booked through Airbnb, and I see this bunch of guys getting into an apartment for a house party. So it was more of a eureka moment where I thought that, why not create something like an, Airbnb for house parties?
Yes.
And that's where it all started. I came back to India, and then, I started working on it. And yeah, today here we are. We've almost there. It's been almost 8 years of our operations. We've hosted more than 6,000 plus house parties across 5 cities in the country. We have a user base of around 60,000 plus people who've already attended these house parties. And we worked with top brands right from Bacardi to Budweiser, WeWork, Saregama, ITC. We worked with quite a few brands, top brands.
That's such a relatable starting point. Love how the idea connect to the real life experiences, sir.
Yeah.
Congratulations on being a Shark Tank India season 1 finalist.
Thank you so much.
What was your what was your biggest takeaway from the pitching Playace to the Sharks, and how did that experience shape the economy company journeys?
So honestly, I mean, the way the Shark Tank is really made, I think hats off to the entire team. It was really made well. But when I was shortlisted, when I was there, even so it was more of a COVID sort of situation, just getting out of COVID back in 2021, and we all the finalists, we were kept in a bubble in a hotel, and we all were not really sure of what to expect, how to expect, because majorly when such shows, when they come to India, the production value goes a little low and little down. So I was not really I was unsure of how it was going to be. And yeah, I mean, so first 2 days we were there, we stayed, there were a lot of rehearsals, we did a lot of pitching and stuff like that. My personal experience was that I was totally, I mean, overwhelmed with the entire experience, right? And I am not a guy who, I'll be very candid here, I'm not a guy who's a very camera friendly, right? So I was zonked, I was lost, but nevertheless, we entered the tank, we pitched our idea to the Sharks. And yeah, I think we got really. I mean, unfortunately, we couldn't bag funding there because the Sharks had some doubts about the safety and security of how we are managing that and stuff. But so so what happened with me there was, when I came out of the tank, I was a little disturbed, not because I did not get the funding, but majorly because I knew the answers but I couldn't answer them at that particular time, right? So it's the same feeling where you prepared well for the exam, and you know the answers, but you kind of zonk out or black out when you're actually writing the paper. So it was more of that sort, and majorly because I knew this question was gonna come, and this is something that people even today ask us: how are we verifying people? How safe is it? And is it really safe or not? And stuff like that. So this was the first point that we had actually addressed when we launched, right? So for me, it was a major drawback, and I really hold myself responsible and I blame myself because I couldn't answer that well. I did, but it was more on bits and pieces. So when I came back, so that somewhere was the turning point for the company, because when I came out for around 10 odd days, I was a little disturbed, and then I just told myself that enough of this fundraising and stuff like that. I think it's time to turn this company into a profitable one. No point just hoping to get funding one day and then do the business that we wanted to do. So I went back to the whiteboard. I saw where how the company is performing, where the revenues are coming from majorly, and then once we figured that out, so our major focuses were into focusing on the verticals, on the areas where the company was getting majority of the revenues. And that day and today, I think it's the third year this year, where now the company is a profitable bootstrap startup.
That's cool. Such a valuable insight. So, you were also featured in India's 40 under 40 in 2024. What does this recognition mean to you, and how does it influence your vision going forward?
So, I think this startup has really taught me a lot of things, right? Uh, and one good part in, they say, the startup hustle and things like that. But one good part of uh, the startup hustle is that it never lets you settle. So when I say never lets you settle, it means that there will be a lot of lows. But if you are able to handle that well, it will not let you be in that zone for a very long time. But the disadvantage of that is that when you are on your high, it will still not let you be on the high for a very long time. So for us, uh, when we began this idea, we said, so we had this aspiration that, how would it be if we could get Bacardi as a brand sponsor? And over the period of time, we got Bacardi as a brand sponsor. But the kind of anticipation, excitement, and joy we had before getting Bacardi was not there when we actually got it. Right, so we were happy, we were excited. We got Bacardi, and we said, okay, we got Bacardi. We'll work. Now, what next? Similarly, we said, okay, next award, it would be so cool if you would get Budweiser on board. So we were very excited, happy, and that excitement before getting what we want. When we got Budweiser, we were like, okay, now we've got Budweiser. What next? So similarly, I always had this aspiration of being featured in probably Forbes 30 under 30 or something like that. Unfortunately, that couldn't happen. So when this happened, 40 under 40, which was by Outlook, so it was more of a feeling that, okay, we've got it now. Now next what? So like I said, it never let me kind of settle to a particular feeling or thought. So it just constantly makes me or us as a company to keep moving ahead. So it doesn't let us be sad for a very long time if we are at a very low phase, or doesn't let us be very happy at for a very long time if we are at a high phase. So yeah, so it came in and we are like, okay, we've got this now. So now what next?
That's huge. Clearly, your work is making waves.
Thank
So,
you.
hospitality and event tech are competitive spaces. How does Play stand out in the terms of customer experience and community building, basically?
So see, for the world, we may be a house party company, or maybe what people generally, they say event company, but we are actually a tech company. So we aspire to be a tech company. Of course, I mean, we are still yet to reach there. But yeah, I mean, we are much better than what we were in the past. So what we generally do is that we uh, enable people, looking to attend house parties with people willing to host them. So now what? So we are more of an aggregator where, if you want to host a house party, you come to place.co, which is our website. You see, you send us a request for hosting a house party. There are multiple layers of verifications that happen before onboarding a host. And similarly, when all those things happen, when the party comes live on our website, uh, there are people who will explore what parties are happening in which cities, and what sort of themes are there, what sort of categories of house parties are there, and you can just go there and you can click and request to book a particular party. So that's how the entire process of hosting and attending is. So now what happens here is that over the past 8 years, what we've seen, a lot of people have found a lot of people for various reasons, right? So I mean, one of the success case studies that I would generally say is from city of Pune, where People came in, people attend a party, they make friends, then they, make probably a WhatsApp group or something like that, and then, they start meeting outside, go out for movies, go out for, maybe trips or something like that, and then they come back to parties again. They find few other people who they feel, or who they feel they belong to the tribe. They add on to, to their group again. So their community, keeps growing like that. And you can majorly see it in cities like Pune, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Gurgaon, for that matter, because these are the places where people have traveled from other cities for work or for various other purposes, right? And they seek to find people who they can vibe with or connect with, because at the end of the day, see, we are social animals. We need we need people around. And so yeah, so that's how. And one of the major reasons that people are a part of the parties, I mean, hosts, yes, money is a part of it, because hosts do earn when they host house parties, but that is secondary, for with majority of the hosts that we have. But the primary reason for anybody to host a house party is to meet new people, right? So they meet new people, they, connect with them. And similarly, for the people who are attending these house parties, they, they attend this to, meet new people. So I think the primary motto of anybody, be it the host or the guests, to be a part of these parties, is to automatically, create communities, create real-time meaningful connections.
That's a smarter differentiator, basically. You really
Yeah,
makes plays feel unique.
thank you.
What were some of the biggest challenges you faced in getting people to trust and use a platform for hosting and booking house parties?
So yeah, initially, see, I mean, when I really told this idea to people, even before launching it, uh, people were a little, surprised as to why would I want to host a party for strangers, or, then few people would say that why would I want to go to a party with full of strangers? I have my own friends, or, I already know people and things like that. But in reality, if you see, uh, so we have a lot of guests who have attended. I mean, a lot of people ask me, in fact, yeah, if I come to a party, I make friends, why would I come back again, right? But you'll be surprised to see that there are so many people who have attended more than 200, 300 house parties repetitively, right? So it's not just about, okay, we have people who have their own friend circle, but yet they want to come meet new people. And it's not necessary that they want to kind of have any sort of continue any sort of connection or relation with them after the party. They just come, have fun, go home and forget about it. So when we began, it definitely was a challenge to get people, right? And so we what we did was we tried calling friends, so that's how we started doing it. So I would tell my friend, I would ask him or her to get their friends, and so slowly we started calling people on invite basis, where uh, with references, right? And then we created a lot of content around it. So once we created a lot of real content around it, we started posting it, and we started promoting it with digital marketing and digital promotions and social media promotions. And that's when slowly people started seeing, okay, there are other people going, okay, maybe I should go and see it. And that's how technically we started getting people initially.
That makes so much sense. Trust really is the foundation of any platform.
Yeah. So
Playace thrives on community engagement. What strategies have worked best for attracting and retaining users?
see, I think it's more about what people see, right? And I think in today's generation and today's time and age, I think social media plays a lot of role. right? And I'm sure all the people here would really agree that you got to create that aspirational value, or you got to create that FOMO amongst other people. So for us, one of the greatest strategy was to create some good content, fun content. I mean, and then now we are at a phase where we don't need to use those tactics of calling or inviting people and stuff like that. Now we are a anyways a community of 60,000 plus people. Plus, there are people from outside, they're seeing and they want to be a part of it. And of course, people who are following us on Instagram and all our social media channels, they see the kind of fun people are having in these house parties. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people want to attend. A lot of people who've attended, they've gone and told other people through word of mouth. And fortunately for us, we have grown organically. We have grown where more than the ads, people do really join in because somebody has told them to come and attend. So I would say that I think one is the word of mouth that has really worked for us. And secondly, of course, the kind of content that we are creating. Of course, a lot of people tell us that we can be better. We're trying to be better every day. But whatever they could see on social media, I think that kind of works.
Love how community is at the heart of it. That what's keep people coming back, basically.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes. With India's youth increasingly embracing the gig and sharing economy, what opportunities do you see for them to innovate in hospitality or the experience economy?
Oh, so I didn't get that. I didn't get that question.
Basically, with India youths
Hmm.
increasing embracing the gig, basically they are sharing with economy. What opportunity do you see to innovate in hospitality or the experiencing the economy, basically?
See, I feel if you see in the past few years, the consumption of entertainment and socializing has drastically changed, right? And now I can confidently say that because we've been doing this since almost 8 years now, and every year we had to upgrade ourselves. Every year we had to upgrade ourselves in terms of how we are promoting ourselves, right? So there is a lot of study and there's a lot of observation that we have to do to understand how the current consumer is really acting, or how they are behaving. So if you see, I mean, one of the key parts of our platform are the themes that really work sometimes, because a lot of people want to come for certain interests, but those themes may probably not work next year, right? So we have to see, okay, what is working. So we got to be updated with the trends that are happening. And in the few years, past 1 or 2 years, if you must have seen that lot of people, there are a lot of concerts that have happened in India, and people are actually going to these concerts. So I feel that there is a lot of scope for experiences, because people have really changed the way they are consuming entertainment, socializing. Even for that matter, if you see the kind of content people are consuming in nowadays, I mean, that's why movies are not working that well. That's why if you see, there are some offbeat movies that are just working on Netflix or maybe Prime. So definitely, yes, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity to really explore in the field of experiences, and especially the offbeat experiences.
Student will definitely be inspired to explore this space.
Yeah, definitely they should.
So, how do you balance scaling play is while ensuring quality, safety, and affordability for the both host and the guest?
So, like I said, so we are a tech enabled company. I would love to use tech company, but maybe in few years time. So what we are doing is, so we are trying to build in features. We're trying to build in tech, which is going to uh, ensure one majorly verification, because we have quite a few APIs and other features integrated onto a platform, which verifies people, right? So if you see on a platform, every user has to be verified with OTP. There, then they have to be verified with their government IDs. Then they have to click a selfie, where our system will detect if the selfie that they have uploaded is matching with the government ID that they have uploaded. And all this has to be done in real time. You can't really download it from internet, or you can't download it from, I mean, you can click a picture from the screen. So the system instantly detects that you have probably uploaded it from the screen, or maybe it's not your real ID. So these are the measures, or these are the features that we've built in our system that verifies people to a certain extent. And additionally, yes, so we have a team of a screening and verification team that will give you a call, will call you to see who you are, where you are, your background, try to know more about you. And only when they feel that this profile is the right profile to attend a particular party, only then the request is approved, right? So it's not like a platform where you just go click, you pay and you get a ticket. It's not like that. So whenever you're paying, you have to pay to send in your request, right? So the system knows that, okay, this person has the intent to attend the party, but yet we will not reveal, the system will not reveal anything about the party. Only after the proper verification, you get a message, or you get a notification saying that your request has been approved, right? Even then, the address or the venue details or the host details are not revealed. It is only revealed to us prior to the party, keeping the maximum safety in place. Additional to this, of course, uh, we have we have a representative in these parties. So, right. So when you're saying while scaling it, right? So we can't be present in all the parties. So we have uh, people who are in contracts with us, who are trained, and they go to these parties and they represent us. So it is as simple as, when you're ordering a food via any food delivery app, maybe Swiggy or Zomato, and the moment your food is ready, a delivery partner is assigned to your order, right? Similarly with us, the moment the party comes live, curator or an ambassador is assigned to that particular party, who is trained under our terms and condition and under our guidelines. So that curator uh, additionally acts as a safety net. That curator will ensure that the party is going as per the standards, or as per the community guidelines, and the experiences maintained. And I feel, apart from building tech, right, which is going to, which makes it easier for the people, I mean the people in the company, to smoothen the processes of certain, to an extent. I think developing the network, the business networks, like for example, we we need to develop the network of hosts, right? So we got to develop that continuously, constantly. Then if we want to have the ambassadors, so we need to develop the network of ambassadors constantly. So I feel it's a combination of building appropriate tech, and building proper networks in the business frame. And I think the building proper processes within the company, I think that really helps in scaling a company to a particular extent.
That's a great balance, basically. Hard to achieve, but clearly so important.
Yeah.
Partnership can be a growth multiplier. Have collaboration with influencers, event companies, or a brands played a role in scaling plays?
Yeah, of course. Like I told you, see, when after a Shark Tank exit, we came back and we saw what was really making money, right? And then, I mean, like I told you, that we work with a lot of brands, right? So we worked with more than 60 plus brands over the past few years. So majority of the brands, they utilize a platform as a sampling and experiential marketing platform, right? So they provide us certain products or certain stocks of their products, where we place it in the house parties, people consume it, people sample it, and that's when they get to know what sort of feedback people are getting with their products. So we started reaching out to more brands, telling them that, hey, you can utilize a platform as a sampling or an experiential marketing platform. Even we did not know that we could probably do that. It was just initial few uh, beverage companies that reached out to us, and that's when we realized that, okay, this is what something we can do. But what started happening was that, like you spoke about scale, so they started asking us, what is the scale, how many numbers, how many people are you catering to in a month, what are the metrics that we can see. And honestly, at that particular time, we did not really have those sort of numbers which could probably entice a brand to come on board. uh, And if you see any brand, whenever they are participating any promotional or marketing activities, they always see what is their return on investment, and they always see how many people are they reaching out to. So with us, in house party is technically a very small setup. It's a micro social gathering. So that was not really uh, sounding very exciting to them. So we came back, and we were thinking, what do we do about this? And we thought that, okay, we are any which ways, we have a few brands, we have we're doing sampling and experiential marketing for them. What if we create content around it? What if we create people having fun around their brand? What if we create, so we slowly started doing that. Then we started reaching out to the brands, and that's when brands started taking a little interest. And when then we started telling them that, hey, don't really look at how many people are there at the party overall. Look at how many people are seeing your brand. So what you do is you get your brand into the house parties, let people consume it. We will shoot content around content around your brand. We will post it on Instagram in collaboration. We'll probably get in some collaborations from the influencers. And then your reach would be much more than just limited to the house party. So now what you're doing is you are uh, sampling your product offline to almost around 1,000 odd people in a month through house parties. But if you reach out through content, then there is no limit. If it goes viral, it goes viral. But you can easily expect X number of, or X thousands or lakhs of viewership for this particular content that we're putting out. And that kind of worked for us. And like you said, so creating content, or having some sort of partnerships with influencers, having collaborations with the content creators, have greatly helped us in regards to changing the dynamics of our metrics, and then retaining certain brands and getting newer brands. And if you see, a lot of brands nowadays have cut down their costs on traditional marketing, uh, and they are investing heavily in in influencer marketing, and on digital creators. So yes, but I mean, like you said, you were right. So that has helped us in a great way.
Yes, that's great reminder. Basically, collaboration really does multiply impact.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a question from the audience. Let's take it. How
Sure.
do you validate if your idea has real market demand before investing too much time or money?
So see, I mean, I personally believe that, beat any idea, right? If you're open to observations, if you're open to what people need, so I meet a lot of people who are all about how their product is or how their business is, right? But at the end of the day, if there are no buyers for our product, then I don't think that it is wise to continue the way we are doing. But if you with the same product, if you open your eyes, if you have if you keep certain observations and you see how are consumers behaving around it. If it is a glass, and if you think that people do not need it, or if you think that people probably need it in a particular way, and you tweak it slightly, and then you start coming into the market and give people what they really want around your product. And if you have the consistency, right? So I think it's been for almost 8 years what we did. We didn't really make a lot of money, and now suddenly we are seeing a lot of demand, and people reaching out to us, brands reaching out to us, the number of people who have started attending. So if you have that keen eye, keen observation on what people really want, what the consumers really want, if you have the consistency of sticking around for a very long time. And I think I would tell all the people that it will at least take minimum 10 years. Be take any business, it will take minimum 10 years to start seeing results. If you are expecting that, okay, within 2 years or 3 years, people are going, I mean, your business would probably try showing some, this thing, that is not going to happen, right? So if I have to relate this question to my particular business, is that when I started place.co, a lot of people started telling me, hey, why don't you do parties in a banquet hall, or why don't you do parties in a ground, or why don't you do parties uh, out, and any sort of party. But my thought was very clear that we want to create a platform for house parties. And if we get any other experiences onto a platform that is going to confuse our user, right? So we wanted to make sure that if it is house party, when people come to our platform, when people come to our website, they know that they should expect house parties and nothing else, right? So to summarize, the answer to this question is that have a keen eye, keen observation on what your users want. Try to reach out to the pulse of your consumer, even with the product that you have which may not be working. Try to I mean, do make some changes or something around what people really want. Be consistent, and yeah, I mean, do not have a horizon of at least 7 to 10 years to really start seeing results.
Many students here dream of launching a startup. What's your advice for building something that's both scalable and profitable in today's market?
See, like I said, I mean, if you have beat any idea, I mean, if it's a new idea that you have, or even if it's something that is already existing and you just want to do something of that sort, I would suggest that, like I said, 7 to 10 years is a time horizon that you should have. I come across a lot of people at the age of 20, 21, and they want to do a lot of thing at that particular age, right? And I always tell them, and even today, I'm not sure what is the average age of the students here, but if you're in your 20s or 21s or 22s, 23s or whatever, believe me, guys, I mean, you have a lot of time in your hand. I think even if you are saying that, okay, yes, we do have exceptions like the founders of Zepto and a few others. We have a few examples like that. But again, like I said, in the majority of the scheme of things, things generally take time to build, or things generally take time to evolve. So I think everybody gotta be patient, have a good horizon of time in their hands. And if you're talking about scalability, right? So like I said, uh, every business you need to develop systems in place, right? You need to develop networks in place. So if you're doing something in terms of probably if it's a FMGC product, you need to have a network of retailers, you need to have network of wholesalers. So networks are really important. You need to set the processes within the business. That's really important in today's time and age. Yes, technology plays a lot of role. uh, Not all businesses need heavy technology, but of course, I mean, there is certain when the world is moving towards artificial intelligence, if there is certain component of technology that if you identify what your business is, and if you think that a particular technology is going to ease certain levels of your business, so try to identify that, get a certain level of technology enabled to your business, which is going to help you keep reduce your work, which is reduce your efforts. So I think that is something that you should probably consider and look at.
That's a masterclass tip, straight from someone who lived it.
Yeah.
How can student and young professional leverage the platform not just as a customer but as host or a collaborators to create income streams?
See, if you see, we've dreamt of this platform to enable passive income to people, right? So if you see all the hosts that are there, all the other entities that are involved into a particular party, this is not their primary job, right? So this is something that they are doing as a probably as a hobby or maybe as a passive income. We have few hosts. So if there are people in this class today who think that they can host a house party at their place, they can reach out to us. They can probably send us a request to host a house party. We'll verify them, we'll verify their space, and if we start hosting house parties with them, they can, of course, I mean, they have an opportunity of earning up to around 80% of the ticket revenues. If you are a person who is quite extrovert and love being around people, you can be a curator with us, right? So there is a certain amount of percentage of commissions that we share with them as a curator. If somebody is keen in is an artist, or loves to play music or sing, or so they can also reach out to us. We give a certain amount of percentage to them out of the ticket sales. And yeah, and of course, if now I mean, if anybody is keen in creating content, right, so they can reach out to us, and we can have them go to parties where they can create content and give it to us. So there is some layers of amount that they can earn. It depends on various factors. So every entity that are there, right, in a particular house party, there is always an opportunity for them to earn a passive income with us.
That's such a practical opportunity basically. Student watching will want to try this right away. Beyond degrees and resumes, what qualities do you value most when bringing new talent onto your team?
So I don't know about others, but I'd probably tell about how we generally go about things. So with our company, I think it's very clear that, I mean, we've never seen the degrees or things like that. So whenever we get on an interview or whenever we try to talk to a candidate, we try to see how they are as a person, right? So we personally believe that skills and all those things can be learned, can be picked up, but I think being a good human is probably more important. So we are a very small team. We are still a very small team, but half of the team who are with us, they have been working with us for over 4 years, 5 years now. And if you see today, people are constantly changing their jobs within a year or two. So we are quite fortunate like that, where we have found people who have been with us for over 5 years or 6 years, even 6 years right now. And yeah, I mean, with us, we just see how what your intent is, your integrity also matters a lot. And most importantly, like I say, so we always try to see if you're a good human. And we're all there to kind of teach skills, or there is a lot of knowledge sharing and stuff like that, provided the if you have the right intent, and how you are as a human.
That's encouraging. Really shows it's about mindset as much as skill set, basically.
Yeah.
Are there internship or project opportunity at Playace for students who want hands-on startup experience?
Yeah, so see, I mean, we just closed a few roles at the moment, so we may not have any paid roles or paid internships, but we are more than happy if somebody wants to come on board to learn. We are more than happy to teach people and get in if they want to get in some experience. So we're more than happy to do that.
That's fantastic. Real world experience is such a game changer. Entrepreneurship is full of highs and lows. How do you stay motivated during your challenges time?
Yeah, that's a that's a tough question, but yeah, I mean, see, like I said, one good thing. I mean, if probably if you'd have known me a little earlier, maybe when back then when I was quite slight younger, maybe back when I was in late 20s or something like that. So I was not a guy who was what I am today. I mean, I was a very fickle-minded person, right? And consistency was never there in me. And I don't know what happened post 30 when I started this company. So when they say, right, you got to get your calling, and I think and I kept on thinking, what is my passion, and I just didn't really have any answer. And yeah, post 30 when I started this company, I don't know what changed. The consistency came in automatically. The fickle mindedness that I had, that really went. And like I said, there's definitely, there are ups and there are downs. When people say entrepreneurship is not easy, it is tough, it is best when you live it. If I tell you that this is what I felt when something happened, you're not probably gonna relate to it. Or I would say, I was happy when this happened, you're not gonna relate to it. So it's better. So I generally tell this to a lot of people, that it's always better when you fall and then you realize how painful it is. And then it is more like telling somebody who would come to you and say that oh, I'm in love. So you say, hey, you don't be in love, you're gonna get a heartbreak, right? They are not gonna realize it unless and until they get a heartbreak or they feel the pain. So I think it is very important to really feel that, to experience that, to have a heartbreak, to really feel what that really feels. So me telling them, or anybody telling me what the actual feeling is, that's not going to uh, that's not going to be relatable. So how you deal with it, right? So when I said the the beauty of being a part of the startup hustle is that even when there were lows, I mean, I did not really feel low for a very long time. The company demanded me to keep moving, the company demanded me to move on. And even when I was happy, like I gave you the example of Bacardi or Budweiser, the company demanded me to move on again. So it never really let me settle to a particular feeling, be it extreme happiness or being extreme sadness. But yeah, I mean, I generally, what I do is I keep talking to myself, right? In this, be it business or be it entrepreneurship or be it life, there is nobody who knows you well better than you, right? So I think, and there is nobody who's going to come and motivate you. So I think you will have to constantly keep talking to yourself. You will have to constantly remind yourself that no matter whatever you're doing, if be it I mean studying, nobody's going to motivate you to study. Or you're doing something else, nobody's coming you to tell you and motivate you to do that. So I talk to myself a lot. Remind myself that, oh, okay, this is what. So I consider myself as a second person, so I keep on talking to myself. And more for a reason is that the world is quite harsh, right? And I think if you don't be good to yourself, I don't think anybody else is going to be good to yourself. So I think, I don't know if this is going to work, but you got to keep talking to yourself. At least that works for me. So during these times, when times are tough, or times are very strenuous, so I naturally, automatically, it started happening that I talk to myself. So that kind of helps for me.
That's so real, basically. Important for the young entrepreneurs to hear from the side of your journey, basically. Finally, where do you see Play Ace in the next 5 to 10 years, and how do you envision it impacting the way people celebrate in India and beyond also?
See, I think some time back I just said that the way people are consuming socializing and entertainment has changed, right? And now, if you see, there are a lot of smaller communities that are coming up, and which are around people meeting people, strangers meeting strangers. It may not be house parties, but you can see a lot of these micro social gatherings happening around. So I feel that with the change in this mindset, or in the change in this behavior, consumer behavior, I feel that, in the next 5 years are going to be really exciting for a concept like ours, where, I mean, they say that urban loneliness is something that is happening, or people are feeling it right now. uh, it's a very sad or a negative word to really consider, but we don't want to hold on to that word and then promote a product like that. But because our product is fun, I mean, we want people to come to our house parties and have fun. We don't want people to get rid of their loneliness and be sad and come. So if you see, if you go through our Instagram as well, you see all the videos or everything, you see it's all fun. So I feel with the way the world is heading to, the way the people have started changing their choices in regards to socializing or consuming entertainment, I feel this concept has a great potential in the next 5 years.
That's such an exciting vision. Can't wait to see it come to life.
Yeah,
So let's take question from the audience.
sure, sure.
Student. Okay, let's see. What is better? Entire new idea or modifying style and then entering the market?
I think, see, a product that is already there, uh, we already have a validation for that, right? So I think, see, they say that there is a lot of money, there is more money into very boring and traditional businesses, which is true, right? But I feel bringing something unique to the world is also important, because if we don't get that, there has to be somebody to kind of do that, right? So so for me, it is I think I would weigh both of them equally. It's always the concept or the business which is already existing has more advantages for sure, because that is already existing. You have a benchmark, right? That, okay, this is your target audience, or this is your addressable market, or this is what people prefer, or so you bringing in a product that is already there. And there is no shame or something where to say that ki yaar maine copy karke ye kiya hai. No, it's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, the motto has to be making money. What is business? Business is about making money, right? So if you think that, for that example, if this is a glass, you think that you can also launch a glass, and probably you can make better glasses. I think you should do that. And if you think that you're going to make money out of this, for sure you should definitely do that. So there is no shame or harm in thinking that, okay, I'm not unique enough, or I'm not innovative enough. No, nothing. I mean, once money comes in, then uniqueness and innovativeness goes out of the window. What's important is making money in a particular business. If you're talking about a new concept, yes, it is going to be tough, slightly tougher, but the appreciation and the recognition will slightly be more, because that's a new concept, right? So you've innovated something, you've built something. So for us, whenever, I mean, there are a lot of challenges that we face right now, and the most of the challenges are the consumer mindset. Even today, sometimes we still have to deal with the stigma attached to house parties with strangers. So we are still fighting that. For us, we don't have a benchmark. We don't know what somebody else did to overcome that. So being the market leaders, so we are trying something constantly, ये चलो ये करके देखते हैं, या फिर अरे this is not working, should we add coupons or should we get discounts or should we do this? So that is something we are constantly trying out. There is no correct answer to what we are doing. Yes, but now the smaller communities, the smaller companies than us, they follow us. The moment we launch something, they will also launch. So for being a leader, market leader, it's and probably a newer concept or a newer company, you will not have answers to a lot of questions. So you are in your own journey of creating a path. You are just trying to find answers your way. So yeah. So to answer your question, every concept of business, be it something that is already existing or being something that is unique, it has its own pros and cons. But like I said, the prime motto has to be, someday your company has to, your business has to make money.
Sir, let's pick one more last question, then we will wind up. How do you personally measure the success of Playace? Is it revenue, user growth, or community impact?
See, if we were not a profitable company, if we were just focused on maybe scaling uh, drastically, the parameters of evaluating success would probably be the number of people that we have, or the number of uh, uh, you know uh, users that we have, or the number of parties that we have done. So these would be the metrics or the parameters that would evaluate our success. But now how we would evaluate, because like I said sometime back, whatever happened in Shark Tank, I consider it, I'm glad that it happened. So we changed our mindset completely, changed our overview approach completely. And now if we have to see the success parameter, number one is that, are we profitable? Yes, we are profitable. Now what next? So every year we have a aim and we have a goal. Okay, so this year we made x number of x number of rupees as revenues. So the next year we want to increase it to so much. So our entire approach, then we start working towards how do we achieve this sort of revenue. So last year we did the same thing. In 2020 to 23 we had x number of revenues. We said, okay, in 20 for 23 24 we need to get this much, and we achieved that, right? So when we achieve that, now we say, okay, now how do we see it in 25 26? Now we've achieved it so much last year, now we want to do that. So for us right now, right, our the parameter to evaluate success would be the revenues and the profitability that we are clocking in.
What an energizing and insightful conversation this has been. Thank you so much, Mr. Shrinivas, for taking us through your journey from the spark of an idea to building Playace into a platform that's redefined how India celebrates. Your story is a reminder that innovation can happen anywhere, even in the way we party. And that passion, persistence, and community focus can turn a simple idea into a movement. To all our student viewers, remember opportunity to innovate are everywhere. Look at everyday experience, find what can be made better, and take that first step. At Whiteboard Foundation, we are here to walk with you on that path with free upskilling sessions, mentorship from industry leaders, and real world opportunities that help you bridge the gap between the learning and doing. Once again, thank you, Mr. Srinivas, and thank you everyone to join us today. Let's continue building a nation where creativity meets entrepreneurship and where every change maker finds their endpoint.
All right, thank you so much for having me. It was a great session, some really good
Thank you
questions.
so much, sir.
And yeah, wishing everybody good luck and a great day.